Hi, so I want to talk to you about table relationships. Um, I want to talk to you about one-to-one relationships, one-to-many relationships, and many-to-many relationships. These three kinds of relationships are all different kinds of table relationships. And so that's what I want to discuss in this video. Okay, so first let's take a one-to-one relationship. One-to-one relationship is where you have an entity such as a house, and you might relate it to a landscaper. So you have, for one house, you might have one landscaper. Okay. Then there's one-to-many relationships. Okay. One house, many construction workers, for example. Okay. One to many. Then there's the concept of many to many relationships. For example, we could talk about houses and contractors. So you could have one house and many contractors, but also one contractor may build many houses. So it's many houses are built by many contractors. So you have a many-to-many relationship. So I want to next refer you to the handout that I put in the content. Okay, and this handout explains different examples of one-to-one relationships, one-to-many relationships, and many-to-many relationships. So for example, here we have one house being sold and one landscaping company. Okay, one-to-one relationship. So in some cases, a house that is for sale may only have one landscaping company. Now, in other cases, you may have a situation, a business in your business environment where you have more than one landscaping company could work on one house. But in the case where you have a situation in your business environment where you have one house and then only one landscaping company can work on that house, then you have a one-to-one relationship. Okay. Here's another situation. One person has one passport. Okay. That they travel with. Okay. And so it is possible in the real world to have more than one passport. But let's say that in your tracking, you only track one passport per person. So then you have a one-to-one relationship. Okay. So I have provided several different examples here, and I'll let you read through them. And then, since this handout is in the content, then there's one-to-many examples. Okay, you have one semester and many classes, right? In one semester, you might take more than one class. Okay, so you have a one-to-many relationship. If you're offering a workshop, you would probably want more than one person to come to that workshop. So it's a one-to-many relationship. Okay? And so there's some more examples in here. Okay? And here are a list of more examples. Okay? And one of the things that I want to point out is that these are this right here is an example of a one-to-many relationship and what it would look like in the relationships window in Access. Here you have a key here, and it's related to the customer ID here. Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to point out is that it's not related to the order ID, it's related to the customer ID down here. Okay. So remember that when you're making links from one table to another, you're linking what the values here with the values here. Okay, and I'll get into that a little bit more later, possibly in another video. I'm not sure yet. Here is another example of a one-to-many relationship where I have order ID here. Okay, it's 1, and it's linked to order ID over here, the many. And in this example, the order number is part of the primary key. And so you'll notice that there is more than one field that makes the primary key in this example. And over here, there's only one. So this is a one-to-many relationship. Okay, so either you can link the primary key to a foreign key in the other table, or you can link from the primary key here in this table over to a field in the primary key in this table. So either way is an example of a one-to-many relationship. A many-to-many relationship, there are a number of them. Like many people rent one car and one person can rent many cars. Many customers order one item and one customer can order many items. There are lots and lots of relationships like this. Okay? And to handle that situation, what you do is you create a table for each. So here's an example of a many-to-many relationship between doctor and patient. Okay? And then what you do is you have this bridge table in the middle. And so here you've got doctor is linked to doctor here, and patient is linked to patient here. Okay? And so then you have a one-to-many relationship here and a one-to-many relationship here. And this is how you address a many-to-many relationship, where you have this bridge table or intermediate table that you create that goes in the middle. Okay? So you can read through this handout more. Here's another example. Student ID to student ID, CRN or course reference number to course reference number. So we have one student can take many classes, but also one class can have many students. We have a many-to-many relationship. So we have a bridge table in the middle. Okay? And here's a link for more information about many-to-many relationships. Okay? So that's a summary of many-to-many relationships, table relationships, and I'm going to go on into more detail in the next video.